Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Military Sunday here at Petco Park in San Diego. Absolutely gorgeous day for baseball. Real opportunity for the Padres, all of us at Fox Sports San Diego, to say thank you to the men and women who serve this great country. It is Marine Appreciation Day as well as we get you ready for baseball. Nationals and Padres. This is the third and final game of the series between these two clubs. Alongside Mark Grant, I'm Mike Pomeranz in today for Dick Enberg. Exciting ball game last night. If you missed it, 4-3 the final, but boy, how the guys got there, impressive.
Yeah, they battled and they kept it close, and the home run has not been the story of the San Diego Padres team last night. It was a week ago, before last night, that the Padres got a home run from Yonder Alonso. 2 outs off their closer. He sent it to the jack deck, and all heck broke out. It was a big swing and a big opportunity, and then Cameron Maybin came through. They had no doubles defense. Jason Wirt playing way back by the track. That one falls in there. 2 outs running. Chase Utley scores. Everybody goes home happy. Boy, the boys really needed that one.
Well, very exciting ball game, and Andrew Kashner got the start yesterday, did not factor into the decision, but the decision to put him out there, clearly a good one, as he looked very, very healthy and strong. He threw 70 pitches, and again, no decision for him, but it was a Padres win. Now today, a chance to take the series. It'll fall to Eric Stultz. He's going to battle Jordan Zimmerman. You could call him the ace of the Nationals. Last year, he was 19-9.
I think when you have a rotation like the Nationals do, there's so many good starters with Strasburg. Gio Gonzalez is hurt right now, but Jordan Zimmerman is one of those guys who is a horse. Now, there's been a big difference. May, only one start in June, but look at the May numbers, Mike. Above 5 ERA. Opponents hitting .342. That's very uncharacteristic for Jordan Zimmerman. Why? Because there's a big difference between command and control. He usually has good command. Control is throwing the ball over the plate, right? He's been wild in the zone. Yeah. Right now, he doesn't have the command of pinpointing in, out, up, down. Hopefully these Padre hitters can get a fat fastball or a fat breaky ball and just go to hacking today. That's the big key for the Padres.
Yeah, a couple of things need to happen. Got to have a little bit of offense. Eric Stultz needs to be on his game. So that's the story as we get you set for the first pitch. But today and this weekend happens to be the anniversary of Little League. And for more on that, let's get you down to the field. And our Kate Osborne. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, thank you so much. This is the 75th anniversary of the Little League program. And in talking to some of the guys about Little League, they all say they all have a lot of memories, but each of them are very different.
You know, for me, when I was 8, my brother was 12, and we got to play on the same all-star team. I was playing a couple years up for my age, and you know, just to get to play with my brother. I mean, I always, you know, play with him, you know, on the street and in the backyard, but that was the first time that we ever played on the same field.
My dad coached me for like a span of like 2 or 3 years, and the little team that we had went like 45-1, and it's still like a record back in those in like South Asheville Little League. So, you know, I think around that time was a fun time for me. It's when the game was all fun, and you know, you show up, you just play, and we had a lot of wins. So that's something that really sticks out in my head.
Reminds me of the Little League, not really even the game itself, just the little snack bar they had, and they had some good French fries that I'd always get after the game, and like a pretty standard hamburger, but it always tasted pretty good after a 4-hour marathon Little League game.
I also got a chance to talk to Bud Black, and he says it's a lot of memories for him, but it actually marks something very special. He actually coached his first game ever with the Little Leagues at age 15. Mike, Mark, any good stories for you guys with Little Leagues?
Absolutely loved my time in Little League. Now, we didn't play the official Little League where I grew up. We played what they called boys baseball, so a few different rules. For instance, you could steal in boys baseball anytime. You could lead in the whole bit. But just the experience of being a youngster, enjoyed the heck out of it.
Some of my fondest memories as a kid playing Little League. It was great.
Time to get you ready for baseball now. It's the Padres and the Nationals. For Matt Williams, here's his lineup. Denard Span will lead off. He'll play center field. Kevin Franzen is at third base again after Anthony Rendon had a bruised thumb in Game 1 of this set. Jason Worth is the right fielder. Adam LaRoche, Ryan Zimmerman, Ian Desmond, Danny Espinosa, Jose Lobaton, the former Padre, will catch. And Jordan Zimmerman is the pitcher, and it's brought to you by Mattress Discounters.
And Eric Stoltz, the 34-year-old, is making his 13th start. Off-speed pitches early for strikes. That's a big key. Work down early because we know he can elevate with 2 strikes and have these hitters go after the high fastball for the strikeout.
So Stoltz will face Span, Franzen, and Worth here to get you underway. 3rd career appearance and start against the Nationals for Eric Stoltz. Span hitting .276, 53 ball games. And he takes strike 1. Well, for Span, it's been a tough road trip. Padres hope to keep him quiet. He's 1 for 9, scored a run, walked. And Stoltz quickly ahead, 0-2.
Oh, hopefully early Eric Stoltz has those blinders on like horses down the stretch, right? They see the finish line. They're not distracted by everything going around, and he gets that release point down. He's a touch and feel type pitcher, and right on, in and out for strikes.
Oh, 2 to Span. Wrap foul.
Eric Stoltz is pretty consistent with his delivery, and the one thing that sticks out, see how he kind of short arms it, the ball's behind his head, and then all of a sudden it comes out at you. Hitters look to the left of that, or to the right if you're the batter, and try to pick up that release point. Sometimes when he elevates the ball, they can't catch up to it. The one thing Eric Stoltz does not do is overthrow. He cannot overthrow. Stuff will flatten out, and he won't have the good location when he's on his game.
Span lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we mentioned, absolutely gorgeous Sunday here at Petco Park. 70 degrees. Very slight wind. And that's the forecast I like. Mostly sunny.
There you go. That's positive. That's half full, right?
Absolutely. Amarista can't get to it. And Span has a leadoff single. And he's going to go into second pretty easily, and he'll pull up with a double. Tell you what, that ball got out there. You think Span, now he can run.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Only averages about 20 bags a year, but he just put his head down and went after it. So he's at second base. Behind Eric Stoltz today, it'll be Quinton in left, Maben in center. Smith is the right fielder. Headley, Cabrera, Amarista, Alonso, and Grandal will catch Eric Stoltz. It's brought to you by the Aramco Group.
You know, as soon as that ball is hit, center field, right field, looked like it was closer to Cameron Maben, but that's one of those balls, knowing who the runner is, you got to get to that ball quickly and get it in aggressively to hold him to a single.
Kevin Franzen, with Span now at second base, squares and pulls back.
So it's worth another look. Span through the right side. Oh, you know, Cameron did come up. He got to that ball as quickly as he could. Spun through.
Looked like a routine single.
So I stand corrected.
As do I. So Nationals with a runner in scoring position right away.
I'll be quite honest with you. When he hit that ball, I went down to my scorebook and wrote single, and then realized then he was going to second base and did not see Cameron get out. And he was kind of shading him to go the other way as well on the shortstop side of second base. So Cameron did have a long way to go. So, hey, I stand corrected. I made a mistake.
I did the same thing. 2 men guilty, 2 men charged. Either case, Eric Stoltz has a little bit of a hole here to dig out of. Yonder Alonso into the grass, as is Chase Headley at the corners.
And, Mike, we're going to pay it off. This is the pitch. Look where Cameron Maben is. He's on the shortstop side of second base. He's got a long way to go. Denard Span recognized that. And you know what? Cameron didn't even skip a beat. He got to it. He spun towards his glove side. He did everything correctly. Span just realized they were playing him the opposite way, and he took advantage of it.
So Span now 17 doubles. is good for Washington as a single with the stolen base. Span off with the pitch. And the throw down to third from Grandal is not in time. So Denard Span, stolen base number 9. And Yasmani has really struggled so far this season throwing runners out.
And it's even tougher, Mike, with the right-handed here that you got to catch that ball, go behind the runner, fire a strike. It was a good throw. Span just got a good jump off of Eric Stoltz. Sometimes pitchers will one look the runner at second base. They'll time that. It was the 4th pitch of the at-bat. So Span getting a rhythm also. The way that Eric Stoltz is going from the stretch.
3-1. Cabrera, just one play. And it will retire Franzen, but Span will score, and the Nationals lead 1-0. So the horse race double, a stolen base, and the ground out from Franzen gives the Nationals the lead. Well, the report's out right now on Yasmani. 1 for 22. All he's been able to catch on the bases so far, and the Nationals take advantage.
And the Nationals are 12th in the National League in stolen bases.
Shallow right field off the bat of Worth. Amarista will put it away. 2 down. Worth now 1 for 6 on this road trip. Here's Adam LaRoche. LaRoche also 1 for 6. Comes in though at 309. 8 home runs. 30 RBIs. Padres defense will shift left to right. Oh, we're seeing so much more of that.
It's normal now. You got that left-handed pull hitter up. We've even seen it with right-handed hitters.
Looking at some numbers, it seems the Baltimore Orioles employ the shift more than any other team in baseball. And it seems from our experience, maybe the only team in the National League who doesn't seem to use it much is Colorado.
Colorado, right?
Stoltz behind LaRoche.
Hey, if I'm a pitcher and that's what the spray chart shows, hey, load it up on the right side or left side. If I hit my spot, chances are they're going to hit it right where they're playing.
Well, that's the key. Cabrera fighting the sun. He waves off Maben. Shallow center field, and he will put it away. Leadoff double by Denard Span, and then a ground out. Nationals lead 1-0.
ball softly to right field. It falls. Here comes Headley. Here's the throw. Headley scores. The Padres win.
Well, I hope you stuck around for last night's 11-inning thriller. Cameron Maybin, soft base hit to right. Series now split 1 game apiece. Here's the rubber match on this Sunday for Buddy Black. Look at his lineup. Everett Cabrera will lead off. Seth Smith will get the start in right field. He'll hit second. Carlos Quinton in left. Chase Headley, Yonder Alonso, Yasmani Grandal will catch. Cameron Maybin in center. Alexi Amarista at second base while Jed Jerko recovers from plantar fasciitis on the disabled list. And Eric Stultz is the pitcher. Lineup brought to you today by Toyota. Strike one to Cabrera from Jordan Zimmerman. Cabrera, Smith, and Quinton here at the bottom of the first inning. Zimmerman working with a 1-run lead.
Hey, let's take a look at the right-hander, Jordan Zimmerman. Shocker, he's ahead 0-2. Why do I say that? Well, he's a strike thrower. But recently, he's been wild in the zone. Very few walks from this guy. So these Padre hitters are going to get good pitches to hit. Hack. Go to Hackett. Crush the mistakes.
Zimmerman 1-2. ERA of 2.35 in 6 starts against the Padres. He's been tough at Petco. .86 earned run average here.
Winningest pitcher in Nationals history.
And Cabrera's gone. Strikeout. 1 down here in the bottom of the first.
Boy, Everett having a tough time laying off the high heat. We've seen that. That's been evident in this series.
But Cabrera hitless now in 10 trips against Washington. Here's Seth Smith. 302 average. But folks, this guy's just an on-base machine. 405 his on-base percentage. That's 5th best in the National League. Out toward left field and foul.
Yeah, when you consider that if you're, 330, right? Talk about the average or the
on-base percentage.
On-base percentage.
You're good. You're good at
405. Yeah. Hey, we've got to give credit where credit is due. This fan is all over that one. All over it like I am on a donut.
That guy looked better doing that, though.
Yeah.
Seeing what you've done to donuts.
No chance. Not letting go.
Oof. No balls, 2 strikes to Smith. Zimmerman, 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, Mike, he throws the fastball, the slider, curveball change, 91 to 96, and a lot of fastballs. Fastball heavy.
And Smith is gone. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Zimmerman. Behind George Zimmerman today, Ryan Zimmerman. No relation. Left field. And Orange fans center fielder. Jason Worth in right. Franz and Desmond Espinosa LaRoche and Lobatone will catch Zimmerman. Brought to you by Honda today. 2 strikeouts, 2 hitters. Gonna shake it up a little bit as Carlos Quinton digs in.
Tied for most errors, Mike, in the National League, the Nationals, with those buccos from Pittsburgh at 51 miscues.
Yeah, their shortstop alone, Desmond. We saw his power yesterday, but he has 13 errors.
It should be a good matchup today. Strike thrower, hard thrower. Quinton loves the fastball, right? Hacks early.
Out to left field. Zimmerman, former third baseman, will put it away. Padres go down in order. Zimmerman, Desmond Espinosa lead off the top of the second.
Pretty much the same team, just comes down to pitch execution. Cashner did a great job tonight coming off the DL. Threw a lot of strikes, and they're a fairly aggressive team. They're a team with a lot of power, and I think keeping the ball down and trying to get ground balls is going to be the key.
And talked about Black today. He agrees the key to his success today will be keeping the ball down. And that is your Geico quote of the game, guys. Back up to you.
Kate, thank you very much. So here we are, top of the second inning. It's going to be Zimmerman, Desmond, and Espinosa to face Stultz.
You know what I like most about that Geico quote from Eric Stultz?
What's that?
There was cars playing in the background. Shake it up. Pitcher's choice in the clubhouse, and Stultz, 80s rock. Gotta love it.
Talked to him after Cashner's ball game. 4-3 win. Talk about a need for momentum.
Absolutely.
As you guys get ready for a long road trip, you're off tomorrow, but you're traveling. And the club heading east, dealing with Philadelphia and the Mets. So great opportunity for this team to try to right itself a bit.
And Eric needs a quick inning here after the Nationals scored that one in the top of the first. Get right back into the bottom of the second. Try to scratch for a run or two.
Zimmerman, 1 for 9 so far in the series, 321 hitter. All-Star 2009. Through the left side. He'll just trot. Base hit for Zimmerman, leading off the second inning. For Andrew last night, Mark, go in there with, I would say, tempered expectations.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think he went above and beyond what people were going to expect from Andrew. Maybe not in the clubhouse, because Buddy Black and Darren Balsey, they see him doing his workout and throwing and stuff. But I'll tell you what, that was very refreshing to see Andrew Cashner in his line. That's a great night in the big leagues, coming back off the DL. No problem with the elbow. He didn't throw a lot of sliders, but he was locating his fastball, and he had good movement, and that was a good sign.
Ian Desmond. And he threw just 70 pitches.
And he maintained the velocity all the way through pitch number 70. Another good sign.
And you and Mark Sweeney mentioned it yesterday. How do you feel the next day?
Yep.
And the report so far today, pretty good.
Normal soreness is what you want, right?
Absolutely. Saw him jogging today in the outfield. Always a good sign. Out to center field. Pretty good poke. Maben to the track, to the wall, and up. Can't make the play. So Desmond homered yesterday, and he homers today. A 2-run shot. Nationals lead 3-0.
Well, we mentioned that Eric Stultz needs to throw strike one. It was 1-0 count here. Watch the glove of Grandal. Well, he went out and got that. Maybe elevated just a little bit, but he went out and got it because that was on the outer half. That ball's about 10 feet past the wall where Cameron Maben is.
Here's Danny Espinosa. Hits this ball hard, left field. Quinton will block it up and toss it in. 3 hitters, 3 hits. Couple of singles and a home run here in the second.
Well, early hacking. Early swings, Danny Espinosa. And with that said, Darren Balsey's out to have a chat, just kind of calm him down a little bit. I don't know how many changeups or curveballs we've seen. Maybe that's one of the points that Darren may have made. Maybe start off with an off-speed pitch.
You made the point about command versus control, and Eric doesn't walk a lot of hitters, so he's pretty much going to guarantee you he'll work around the plate. Sometimes to his advantage, occasionally not so much. Jose Lobaton, the former Padre, catching today for Washington. 232, couple of home runs, 10 RBIs. Espinosa at first. You see Lobaton's numbers. He was acquired from the Rays. Wilson Ramos, the regular backstop for Matt Williams and his Nationals. Lobaton played in 100 games for Tampa Bay last season, hit .249. No too close. And it's strike 3. This is Jordan Baker. One down here in the second. First strikeout for Stultz today. A quiet military Sunday here at Petco Park. Jordan Zimmerman, Nationals pitcher. Good hitter, too. Good athlete. He squares. And it's foul. Markey's hitting .333, 6 for 18.
That's why, even though he bunts right there, we talk about it all the time, how a hitter, a pitcher rather, when he's hitting, you know, the first time, maybe he'll pull back. You know, you got a 3-0 lead, right? Maybe pull back, do the old butcher boy. Maybe Matt Williams wants to get that 4th run into scoring position and keep the sacrifice bunt on. But so many things you can do when you've got a great athlete, a good hitter at the plate, and a pitcher.
Well, he chased that one. It's 0-2 now. A 3-sport star was Zimmerman in high school. Baseball, football, basketball.
You don't hear that too often anymore, do you? They're so specialized. Oh, you can't play other sports.
Constant year-round stuff going for these kids. So he tries, bunt with 2 strikes. He punches out. 2 down now here for Stultz and the Padres in the second. Let's check out the keys to the game.
Well, Mike, the keys to the game brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County. Keep the mojo rolling from last night. The walk-off, the heroics, Alonso, Maben, and Hack. I made that point earlier. With Zimmerman on the mound, he is a strike thrower. If you get that fastball, go to Hacken. Padres got some catch-up to play right now.
Top of the lineup, Denard Span. Doubled, stole a base, and scored. He led off the ball game. It looked like a routine single. Span never let up. Wheeled around first, had himself a double. Espinosa back. Matt Williams was saying that Espinosa fits so well into his lineup. Relatively soft hitter compared to some of the other guys he's got in there. .221 hitter, but such a good defender, he said. Great arm, one of the best in baseball. But he is able to hit him at the bottom of the lineup, protect him a bit.
Sure. And look at the supporting cast.
And that's without Bryce Harper. Span out towards center. Maben puts it away. A couple of strikeouts. Fly out. Damage done, though. Ian Desmond. 2-run home run. Nationals lead 3-0. Headley, Alonso, and Grandal when we come back. Welcome back to Military Sunday. It's presented by USAA. Today, special honor for the Marines. It's Marine Appreciation Day. Big thank you to all of you who serve and all the support.
Absolutely.
Families behind the scenes.
There's some Marine recruits up at the upper deck where they always sit.
Best part of Sundays here at Petco.
It's always neat to see the reaction of the other players when they recognize the recruits up there, and even the umpires. You know, the umpires will kind of gravitate towards that part of the field and stand and clap.
Chase Headley, Yonder Alonso, Yasmani Grandal to face Zimmerman here in the bottom of the second inning.
Got a lot of catching up to do.
Padres in the hole early. Headley down on strikes. 4 hitters face for Zimmerman. He has struck out 3. And that'll bring up Yonder Alonso. Well, Zimmerman, since 2012, the last year alone, 19-9. The leaderboard in the National League in wins last year.
The ERA going up each every year, huh? But this is an offensive team. He gets some support. So with that ERA creeping up there, he's still getting support and winning a lot of games. You know, one year he might give up 2, but his team's scoring 3. Next year he's giving up 3, his team's scoring 4, so on and so on.
What do you always tell me? Sometimes better be lucky than good. Yeah, nasty shattered bat. And Desmond will retire Alonso. That bat just exploded in the hands of Yonder Alonso.
And thank goodness that bat went into the stands, off a railing, hit up against the concrete wall. I mean, that was nasty.
But he looks to be okay. A souvenir. Almost came the hard way. Yasmani Grandal with 2 outs. Yasmani trying to find his way back on track. 188 average in 44 games. Such a great job rehabbing from that knee injury. Came back earlier than many expected. Scuffling a bit at the plate.
Yeah, and in the limited time going out there too, it's tough to get those numbers to creep up. He's going to have to make an adjustment the time and the opportunity that he gets, like on a day like today, getting the start, getting 4 at bats hopefully.
1-2. Strike 3, says Jordan Baker. Zimmerman continues to be sharp. He has struck out 4 in 2 innings. The Nationals lead 3-0. Very Sunday. So glad you're able to join us for a little bit of Padres baseball. Hey, it's time for you to tweet your fan photo using hashtag SDFanPhoto, a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast, and it's brought to you by AT&T.
Always love to see the photos.
Kevin Franzen, Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche facing Eric Stoltz here in the top of the third. We've seen some great fan photos, to your point. Coming out here with the kids, family affair. Headley can't make the backhand play. He was playing in close. Off the heel, maybe the wrist.
No, we've seen Chase make that play before. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know whether that ball came up on him or not, but looks like they're going to give him a hit.
It's a base hit for Franzen. You're right. Here's Jason Worth. This guy gets bigger and stronger every single year. He's 0 for 1. Against lefties, though, he's hitting .400. 45 at bats. In there today, certainly playing to his strength. Hitting just .253 against right-handers. Nationals have had the leadoff hitter aboard in each of the 3 innings we've played today, and Worth into left field.
Hey, you know what's great about Chase Headley? I go down and talk to him quite a bit in the clubhouse, and particularly that play, because I want to know directly from him. Because maybe I'm a little too hard on him sometimes. I mean, the kids won a Gold Glove, right? And maybe I think that he should make every play as we take a look at Jason Worth serving this one out to shallow left center field. But I like to hear from him. Hey, Chase, I'll ask him. I said, do you think you should have made that play? And he'll be honest with me. He'll say, you know what, it was hit hard. But there are times when he'll say also, you know what, I should have made that play. Does that ball come up on him a little bit? Who knows? I don't know. You know, it hurt, whether it hit the lip of the grass or something maybe, and maybe it come up on a little bit. But he is the best one. He's the closest to the action, for crying out loud, right?
That's a good point.
But I guess my point is he'll be honest with me. He'll say, you know what, no question, I should have made that play. And when an infielder earns a Gold Glove, the expectation level goes up, don't you think?
Sure. Well, it should by definition, right?
Maybe it's a little, sometimes a little too hard on a guy. Well, when you prove that you can make those plays,
people come to expect it.
Yeah. But he's pretty honest about it. No, that was a tough play. No, I should have made the play.
Well, that last one was scored a hit. So the Nationals now with 6 hits. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Adam LaRoche. LaRoche flied out. Shallow left field in the first. So Franzen at second base, Worth at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes to LaRoche.
He's always been a pain, too. Puts together a good at-bat. Runners in scoring position.
Good career numbers against the Padres.
You called that pitch earlier.
Now Jordan Baker behind the plate, calling balls and strikes today. A little slow, a little deliberate back there.
He's got a wide zone early.
So the count now even. Nobody out here in the top of the third. Another soft serve to left field. Franzen around third. He will score. And the Nationals lead 4-0. Looks like the Nationals hitters really just taking what's being given to them, not hitting it hard.
Exactly. And you know, when you look at Adam LaRoche, that looked like a changeup that was middle in. And once again, it just flares that one out to left field. Usually he's a pull guy. He'll flare it, with authority to the opposite field at times, but that was a changeup. We've seen it a few times this series. Pull hitters at times going the opposite way, possibly by mistake, you know.
Ryan Zimmerman, the hitter. He singled in the second. That was ahead of the Ian Desmond 2-run home run as Tim Stauffer gets loose in the Padres pen. Nationals got 3 straight hits in the second, 3 straight hits again now here in the third.
Well, we talked about the Z factor. Ryan Zimmerman, since he's been in the lineup, since he's been back, this team is averaging 6 runs per game. Tell me those pitchers aren't smiling ear to ear. When he wasn't in the lineup, 3.5 runs per game.
Hey, 6-4-3, Ryan C!
Vocal coach out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a difference maker, Zimmerman. And remember, this team is without Bryce Harper. He may be out even through July, we're hearing now, with that thumb injury. Worth at second, Roche at first. Mark Grant, Mike Pomerantz with you today. Dick Enberg with the day off. He heading to Florida in Orlando. The academic All-American annual Hall of Fame dinner. Handing out the Dick Enberg Award.
Yeah.
Very prestigious. And a right field line. And foul. I'll mention Bryce Harper out with an injured thumb. Happened against the Padres in Washington. His head first slide into third base. That left thumb, he jammed into the bag.
He gone on the DL.
Part of the game.
Yeah, like till July, right?
Yeah, and as we mentioned, they're possibly even through the month. Full count to Zimmerman. Chance at a double play. Won't be able to get it. Yonder Alonso trying to cut down Jason Worth. Unable to do so. So 1 down here in the third. Just a little soft liner to Yonder.
Just glad that one didn't find a hole.
And we saw this his last start against the White Sox. A couple of soft serve hits ended up costing Stultz.
Well, another thing is you look at the most home runs by shortstops. They like to swing at Ian Desmond. He got the bad draw against Chris Sale. Eric Stultz did in Chicago.
Yeah.
Remember?
A couple of home runs. Konerko, Flowers. Took the loss, went 6. Stultz gave up 4. Good guy to have up is Desmond. Despite the home run, he'll bounce into a few double plays. 9 of them. That leads the Nationals. And boy, does Eric Stultz need one here. Come on, make a play. Can't do it. And Worth came around third, slid just to stop as Bob Henley gave him the hold sign. He scampers back.
Ball just can't stick in the glove as Alonso to his right off the glove, and Worth around third base. He's about a third of the way down, and luckily that ball doesn't go all the way through. That saved a run. It keeps the double play in order. It looks like it's going to be all for Eric.
Buddy Black come out to the mound. You mentioned Tim Stauffer, one of the pitchers getting loose in the Padres pen. Bases are loaded. 1 out here in the third, so Eric's day is done. Back with more Padres baseball in a moment. The Nationals now have the bases loaded. Eric Stoltz day cut short. 2 1/3 innings. New pitcher Tim Stauffer taking over.
And this pitching change is brought to you by Drew Ford. The last time Timmy was out there was a start against the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was on Monday. He went 2 2/3, a couple of runs through 71 pitches. So he should be well rested. And you see the ledger, games, starts. Trying to get that ERA back down, but he inherits bases loaded right here with 1 out. And Eric Stoltz, 8 hits. Some of them found spots, some of them were at the end of the bat. Some were hit hard for outs. That line drive to Alonso was hit well, but into the glove. Others flares the opposite way.
Well, it's a chance for Tim Stauffer to hold him right here. Padre offense, as challenged as it's been, has another hole to climb out of. Danny Espinosa singled in the second.
Tell you talk about a challenge. This offense for the Nationals, and with Zimmerman.
And the first pitch that Espinosa sees, he wraps into right field. Worth will come around to score. Here comes LaRoche. And 2 runs are in. No sooner does Tim Stauffer get in the ball game than the Nationals keep the offensive going. 6-0 ball game.
First pitch, hacking Espinosa, middle in. And everybody knows that the pressure's on Tim Stauffer, right? He wants to get ahead, and Espinosa knows that. So he puts a good swing on that one, and the Nationals add on. But as I was mentioning with Zimmerman, he's had a tough May. We saw the numbers in our open, and with this bullpen for the Nationals, best in Major League Baseball.
Lobaton and Maurice did a Cabrera for 1 to Alonso. So they get Lobaton to double play. Damage done. Nationals lead 6-0. Padres baseball by GMC. You'll see why incredible thinking is everywhere. Visit your local GMC dealer today. By Petco, the power of together. By your San Diego Lexus dealer. And by USAA. Also by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Military Sunday. Marine Appreciation Day today. 70-degree day, Petco Park. Nationals hot. 6 runs, 9 hits. Eric Stoltz, shortest outing of his career as a starter. Just 2 1/3. Cameron Maven, Alexi Maurice there, and pitcher spot. to face Jordan Zimmerman here. Bottom of the third. You know, Mark, last 4 starts for Eric Stoltz. 0-2. And on the hook today, ERA of 8.5.
Yeah, it hasn't been hitting the spots. I mean, there are some times when balls are hit hard, and there are times when balls aren't hit hard. They find spots, and he's going to give up a lot of hits. He's just that type of pitcher. He's not going to blow away hitters, right? You got to be on the defensive, right? If you're playing in the field when Eric Stoltz is out there, there's going to be a lot of balls in play. And Eric even said, you know, he has said in the past he has to locate his fastball. When he doesn't do that, he's got to go right back with the fastball. If he doesn't have the feel for the off-speed pitch, he falls behind.
But not a lot of margin for error. Here's Desmond.
Oh.
Nice pick by Adam LaRoche. First base umpire Angel Campos. This is in time. So Maben retired. 1 down.
Heck of a bare hand play by the shortstop, Desmond. Does LaRoche bobble this ball? Does he? No, it's got it in his glove. He's got it in the glove.
You know, anything to Desmond this year has been an adventure. As we mentioned, 13 errors, and he doesn't make one there. Here's Alexi Amarista. Lexi's first at bat today. He takes strike 1. Always interesting to see the way opposing pitchers pitch Alexi Amarista. I took him today, pick the stick, because of the fact that he seems to be able to get that bat head out middle in. They're going inside here if they miss away.
Exactly. That's a good point. That's why I like. If there is a right-handed pitcher who likes to throw a lot of sliders, maybe down in it, Alexi would be my guy too. And it all stems on that one at bat in Miami.
Yep. On his birthday.
Nate Eovaldi, right?
Big power right-hander.
9-pitch at bat. Tried to bury the slider in, and he hit it a la Calle.
Now, not much strategy here. Need base runners. Does he go? No, he does not, says third base umpire Paul Emmel.
That was by design. The high fastball.
On base, nothing more. Let's go.
Pitchers try to blow him out of the box, they say, but he will bite you now and again.
I love the frame of Zimmerman. I mean, that's a pitcher's frame.
That's a big athlete. LaRoche to Zimmerman. Alexi's gone. 2 out here in the third.
He's got the big calves. He's got the big thighs. He's got the big behind. Got the strong midsection. Look at those ham hocks.
You've been talking a lot about the way a pitcher looks as we've just completed the Major League draft. And congratulations, by the way, to San Diegan Brady Aiken from Cathedral, first overall pick. But you see guys with the big lower half, and you hope, right, that it leads to durability.
Sure, because, especially a high school kid, they're going to mature more. They're going to grow into their body.
Tim Stauffer. Stauffer hitting 250. 250 sounds so much better than 1 for 4.
It does, doesn't it? That's a good way of putting it.
I like 250. Now, Zimmerman's been sharp. He has struck out 4, hasn't walked a hitter. A healthy cut. Fouled away by Tim Stauffer.
Oh, Tim's going to take his hacks now.
You don't get too many of them when you come out of the bullpen. Take advantage of the opportunities. Zimmerman right back up there. 2-2.
Were you a good hitter?
I don't know. Any good. Like a lot of guys, I could hit in high school. Then they started putting wrinkles in it.
Did you play another position besides pitching?
First base.
Really?
Little outfield. How about you?
No, they took the bat out of my hands. I had a DH when I pitched.
Got to protect that golden arm.
Yeah.
Close again. No, he did not, says Angel Campos. It's amazing how a breaking ball becomes such an equalizer, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Foul tip right into the glove of Lobaton. So strike 3. Stauffer out on strike. Strikeout number 5 for Zimmerman. Nationals lead 6-0. Welcome our military aboard the Fan Express. USAA, the official military appreciation partner of the San Diego Padres. Marine Appreciation Day here at Petco on this Military Sunday. Great to see everybody here representing. And our thanks, those of us here at Fox Sports, to all of you who serve. Pitcher Zimmerman, bouncer to Cabrera. Long throw. And it's in time. Former wide receiver in high school, Jordan Zimmerman, can't leg that one out. Cabrera, good long throw. One down here in the 4th.
And for his size, looks like he gets down the line pretty quickly. Maybe got him by 3/4 of a step. Cabrera rounds and on the run there. An accurate throw gets him by a half step.
First time today the Padres have retired the Nationals leadoff hitter. Top of the lineup, here's Denard Span. Doubled, stole a base, scored a run. And he flied out center field. You know, last half inning, Mark, you were talking about the physical makeup of Jordan Zimmerman and how you like to see pitchers with a thick, solid lower body. Maybe help them in their durability in their careers. Draft just wrapping up. I know you and Dick discussed some of the notables, some of the top rounders, but Nationals, interesting selection in the 15th round. Picked up Cal Ripken's son.
Nice.
6'6" first baseman.
6'6", huh? Wow. Well, Cal was what, 6'4", 6'5"? Big for a shortstop.
Huge. So his son drafted. Also, the Yankees grabbed Mariano Rivera's son.
Mariano the third.
29th round selection.
You take a chance. I mean, that late in the rounds, why not take somebody who's pitched in the big league son, right?
All about the pedigree sometime, huh? Shallow right field. Amarista. Nice trotted catch over his shoulder. Span retired. 2 down here in the 4th.
Once again, depending if they're high school or college, if they're high school, maybe give some time to develop. 2-3 years maybe until they're like 20, 21.
You hear it a lot, how it's much easier to draft pitchers out of high school than hitters. Because 95 is 95.
Right.
Whether you're 17 and throwing it or 21. Hitters so hard to forecast.
Yeah. Plus the aluminum bat factor, right? The BB core.
Right. Composite material bats. Kevin Franzen. Padres took 4 pitchers first 10 picks. Good to see him go after some bats early, right? The shortstop from North Carolina State, outfielder from Georgia, prep outfielder. You have got to draft well in today's game, and certainly no secret, especially as free agents become more and more elusive. There you see Trey Turner, Michael Geddes. A couple of right-handers in there at picks 7 and 8. Left-hander at 10. Now, arms are the currency. I was listening to a couple of scouts talk about that, and that right-handed power. That's at the premium. So if you can get it early. So the Padres go after Geddes on that hope.
I was talking to some scouts as well regarding the draft. They said this year's draft really wasn't the sexiest draft where you have a Longoria or Tulowitzki or a Strasburg, because usually every 2-3 years or so. I mean, it's a crapshoot. Could be 2-3 years in a row that they have players like that. But this draft really didn't have that one player of that caliber, or Bryce Harper.
Stauffer fans Franzen in the 4th. The Nationals big lead, 6-0. the Marine hymn on a military Sunday as we honor those who serve. Marine Appreciation Day. Bottom of the 4th inning. Top of the order. There's Cabrera and Ian Desmond on the run. One hop throw. Well, LaRoche good with the glove. Scoops it out. Retires Cabrera.
Yeah,
One down.
He is good. Just don't throw it over his head, right? Throw it 2 feet away from him on the ground. Throw it 20 feet away from one bounce on the ground. Just don't throw it over his head because he can only jump so high. He can work that magic to his right and left on the bounce. I guess just get in the general vicinity, right?
Well, we've seen him all series slow the game down, as you and Mark Sweeney say so often.
Oh, Wally Joyner was one of the best. JT Snow. It's fun to see a really good first baseman work not only the glove but the footwork.
Seth Smith.
Mike, what are your impressions of JT Snow?
I put him in the big leagues. I don't think he'd have made it if I weren't playing in the minors.
Did you really?
I think I did. He was with the Yankees. And story goes that he got a heads up internally that if he started to pick it up a little bit, he was going to get a promotion. He faces Mike Pomeranz, bases loaded. He goes opposite field, granny.
Where was this at?
He was gone by the 8th inning on a plane.
Where was this at?
It doesn't matter. It's all a blur. It was the Carolina League. Your makeup wearing left-hander.
Yeah.
Throwing up floaters.
He was switch hit back then too, right?
It didn't matter. It was on a tee.
Well, Mark Sweeney knows a lot about JT Snow. Mark?
Unbelievable first baseman, as you can hear now. I mean, he was unbelievable at first, and good to be around too, because he didn't practice those picks in the dirt that we just saw LaRoche do. He said, I want to react to that, but I want to get my feet in the right position. He was unbelievable at first.
So does that shock you that he hit a grand slam off Pomeranz, Mark?
No, he was switch hitting then, and he got to the big leagues, then he went all left. But against Pomeranz, yeah, he's been giving up a lot on the wiffle ball field too in our instructions.
You know, Sweeney goes ear to ear with the grid every time he comes up with an instructional that involves me pitching, and there's always a fight at the bat rack by those little kids. Now to third base, Franzen. Smith retired. 2 down.
Wally Joyner falls into that category too, Mark Sweeney. I mean, working that man, not only the leather, but his footwork around the bag.
Unbelievable. Wally Joyner was incredible at first, especially with the glove work. I mean, when you talk about athletic first baseman, you have to start with JT Snow. But I think Wally Joyner definitely made all of the infielders feel very comfortable about throwing those balls in the dirt or just giving them that window of opportunity to throw.
Carlos Quentin. That's a great point, Mark Sweeney, when you enter into the psychological factor of playing this game where you can just make the play, let it fly, and know that on the receiving end you've got a fighting chance.
Well, I think you go back to that throw, and Ian Desmond understood that he had to go into the hole and throw that, but he actually threw it on purpose with that one hop, knowing that he has confidence in his first baseman.
Like the old days of the AstroTurf.
Yeah, Davey Concepcion was one of the first ones that utilized that turf. He'd go deep into the hole and he'd just bounce over there to Dan Dreesen or whoever it was playing first base. Hey, by the way, first pitch strike category for Zimmerman, 12 for 12.
I didn't play in the big leagues. Is that good? Down goes Quentin. Strikeout number 6 for Jordan Zimmerman. His team leads 6-0. It's Padres Baseball by GMC. You'll see why incredible thinking is everywhere. Visit your local GMC dealer today. By USAA, official military appreciation partner of the San Diego Padres. By your San Diego Lexus dealer. Also, by your Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche, Ryan Zimmerman face Tim Stauffer, top of the 5th inning. Nationals scored a run in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Worth a single and a run scored. Jordan Zimmerman, right-hander for the Nationals. He's been the story.
Yeah, he's in a groove, and he's in a groove in between innings as well. Sitting in the same spot, wrapping that elbow with the towel, having a little cool drink of water.
He's retired the first 12 Padres.
They're avoiding him like he hasn't showered in 3 weeks.
At the right field. Served gently. And it's Jason Worth's second base hit today.
Not really the best hack from Jason Worth, huh? Sometimes he just looks totally fooled. He just throws that bat out there and flares it the opposite way. You know, Mark Sweeney, I know you keep an eye on guys' stances and stuff, but as Jason Worth, I don't want to say he falls into the category of the man of 1,000 stances, but it looks like it's a different stance.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, he's just making adjustments, but I mean, it's plate coverage too. You got to, you know, commend them for doing that. Even when you look awkward, you could still, you know, you stay back and let that ball travel and take it the other way. I mean, you got to give credit sometimes, even when a pitcher's pitch, them serving it to right field in the opposite way.
Sure.
Adam LaRoche, 1 for 2. Stauffer misses inside. Worth, they list him at 6'5", 242. It's bigger every year. Saw him before batting practice yesterday. That blousy jersey he wears.
Don't let that fool you, huh?
Not at all, man. He is a big man.
You know, that was like Khalil Green. Mark Sweeney, remember Khalil Green, obviously.
Oh, yes. He made of mine.
Yeah, he would wear the baggy breeches and the baggy jersey. Don't let that fool you, because that kid was cut.
No, he was, and worked very hard in when he was in the weight room as well. Always remember Khalil Green. He missed a play, and he went into the weight room, and he actually was in a mirror diving on a mat. And I said, Khalil, what are you doing? And it was after a game. And he said, I'm working on that play, the footwork that I didn't make in the game. I mean, he was very particular what he did. Very, very good shortstop and very athletic.
Oh, that kid's wedged in a couple of Padre fans. You better watch out. It's all good. All smiles today at the ball yard.
Well, especially for him. His team leads 6-0. Nationals on top right now. Ryan Zimmerman, the hitter.
Oh, get your right arm working, Jordan.
Zimmerman, All-Star in 2009. Won the Silver Slugger Award 2009, 2010. Also a Gold Glover. And some arm trouble at third base. And now he's playing left field for Washington. So what happens when Bryce Harper comes back?
He's in the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So then you got to deal with Jason Worth, Denard Span, Ryan Zimmerman.
That's a good problem for Matt Williams to have, huh?
He's in the lineup. Absolutely, he's in the lineup. National League East. Washington, 1.5 games behind Atlanta. And down goes Zimmerman. 2 down in the 5th. Ian Desmond, 67 strikeouts as we check out the Major League Baseball leaderboard. 67 punch-outs. Our Saquon Casino Daycation strikeout stat of the game. But he leads the Nationals in home runs with 13. Has one today, had one yesterday.
Well, it was impressive last night, him going opposite field towards the beach and beyond. The night game, you know?
And we hear so much about how the ball doesn't carry at night. And Desmond able to carry one out of the ballpark. National League West action today. Atlanta is in Arizona. Dodgers in Colorado. Mets, San Francisco. Nationals will head up to the Bay following today's ball game. And Stauffer strikes out Desmond. Zimmerman and LaRoche. Leadoff hit by Worth does nothing. Nationals lead 6-0. Sunday. Chance for us, as always, to thank the men and women who serve this great country. It's Marine Appreciation Day today, and that's where our military spotlight, courtesy of Southwest Airlines, shines today. Huge thank you. We're well aware of the sacrifices made by all those who serve and the families who stand so proudly behind them. Chase Headley, ground ball to first, bottom of the fifth inning. One down.
You know, since we're honoring the Marines today, how about those unis that they wear? You talk about sharp unis. I mean, just
striking.
Yes.
So proud, as we all are. Here's Yonder Alonso with an out. Now, Sunday needs to go better for the Padres. 7-3 is the record on Sundays. Padres 23-9 in these camo jerseys since the start of 2012. They trail the Nationals 6-0 now, the bottom of the fifth inning.
And Mike, that's the first pitch ball that Zimmerman has served up today. Here to Yonder Alonso in the bottom of the fifth.
Hitters count. But he pops this up to the third baseman, Kevin Franzen. Alonso's gone, 2 down here in the fifth. As we promised you earlier in the ball game, we have that AT fan photo of the game. I ask you to tweet your photo to hashtag #SDFanPhoto, a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Padres 360. The Jerry Coleman jersey. Always great to see. 2 out, Yasmani Grandal. Jordan Zimmerman. Mid-90s fastball, calls his slider really a baby cutter. Once in a while, throws that circle change to left-handers.
So he can call it a butter. Baby cutter? Call it his butter pitch.
It's part of the bread of that fastball, and he's been effective with
I
both.
get it.
Saw what I did there?
You're quick.
My act is so tired. No, Zimmerman had Tommy John surgery in 2009. Almost don't even bring that up much anymore because it's become so common. Good to see guys able to rebound, though. Not always the case. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Grandal, who struck out in the second. And down goes Grandal. Zimmerman razor sharp. 7 strikeouts now on the day, and the Nationals lead 6-0. By Saquon Casino, real friendly, real close. By Jack in the Box, head to Jack in the Box, try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. And by USAA, proudly serving the financial needs of current and former military members and their families. Military Sunday.
And there's our guy, the Colonel, Jerry Coleman.
So sorely missed. We have the distinct honor and privilege to work here in the Jerry Coleman Broadcast Center. Mark Grant, Mike Pomeranz, Chris Budden, Kate Osborne, Mark Sweeney.
Miss him every day at the ball yard.
Absolutely. Danny Espinosa, Jose Lobaton, and the pitcher spot, Jordan Zimmerman, scheduled against Tim Stauffer. Espinosa 2 for 2, a couple of RBIs.
You know, Mike and Mark, going around this field, and we're afforded to be at this beautiful ballpark. So many times Jerry Coleman's name comes up in thought, especially when other teams come in and we talk. It just brings a smile to your face. I mean, just so many things that we do miss of Jerry, and he brought a lot of joy to all of us, as Mark knows.
A hero in 2 wars.
Yeah, no question about it. I just loved it when Jerry was here, and like after a game, he'd find some way to give you a hard time and get a chuckle out of you, you know? Well, it's all your fault, Mark, you know? And he'd be here. For a 7 o'clock game, he'd be here at noon, right? So I'd stroll in about 2:30, 3 o'clock, goes, hey, can we start the game? You know, I'm here. We can start the game now.
Love seeing his family around the ballpark, too.
Yeah.
He's missed.
There's a painting of Jerry in the radio booth. Just, you know, a face shot of Jerry. I go in there every day, kind of tap and say, hey, Jerry. Say hi to the Colonel.
Down goes Espinosa, first out here in the top of the 6th inning. Tim Stauffer struck out the side in the 5th. Strikes out the first hitter here in the 6th. Here's the former Padre, Jose Lobaton. Just wrapping up the Major League draft after 3 days. Today happens to be the day that the very first selection, very first draft made. Rick Monday taken by the Athletics, 1965.
Kansas City A's, right?
That's right.
Out of Arizona State.
Mets picked 2nd that year.
Let me guess. The Chico Escuela.
Les Rohr. At the 10th round, they made a decent pick. Nolan Ryan. Talk about an inexact science. Nolan Ryan, 10th rounder.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, by the way, took Johnny Bench that year. 2nd round pick. You, 1st rounder, 10th overall by the Giants?
Yes.
Stuck all your money in a mattress?
I should have. I should have invested in Apple back in the early 80s.
I love that story you tell about being in the bullpen in Seattle.
Yeah. Sharp as a bowling ball.
Your investment acumen.
Go to the
out to left field. And foul.
1992, go to the Kingdome every single day with the Mariners, sit out in the bullpen. Above the scoreboard, there's a big sign, Microsoft. Really? What's Microsoft? Oh, never mind. Here's the 2-1.
They didn't call you the Warren Buffett of the big leagues for nothing.
Also, some guy came to the clubhouse in Seattle with a briefcase selling IPOs, right? Initial public offerings. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Guess to what? Starbucks.
That'll never work. Who's going to leave their house to get coffee? Who's going to? What kind of fool would do that? Got a coffee maker sitting right there. Lobaton to walk. That's the first one issued today by either team. Did you get any other opportunities?
No.
Wonder why. That Google company seems quite popular with the kids. Zimmerman moves Lobaton over to second base. 2 down. So the Nationals again with a runner in scoring position. They move now to the top of the order. Here's Denard Span. Span a double in 3 trips. And he takes high, ball 1. Atlanta and Arizona scoreless in the 6th. Dodgers in Colorado battling the Rockies. 2-0 Dodger lead in the 4th. 4-2 ball game in San Francisco as the Giants take on the Mets. Giants lead that one in the 4th. The Giants, who lead the West, 41-21. Winning percentage mark of .661. They lead the Dodgers by 9.5 games already. Of course, we all know the story of the Dodgers last year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not going to last forever, right? Every team pretty much hits a skid once in a while, don't you think?
Usually the case. The Giants playing well right now. Where the Nationals will go after leaving San Diego. Rockies 11.5 back. And the Padres and the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, still what, 99 games left? 98?
A lot of baseball to be played. And down goes Span. So, Tim Stauffer continuing to look pretty sharp, trying to hold this ball game in some semblance of check. Lead. Here's how we got there. It's your Nissan game summary. A lot of offense, including this long ball. Ian Desmond. Nationals score 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Right now, 6 runs on 10 hits. Nationals have left 4 on base, and Jordan Zimmerman, he has been lights out for Washington so far. There's a number in there. A 0. They've got to get off the board. He has been perfect heading into the bottom of the 6th. Cameron Maybin, Alexi Amarista, and the 9th spot in the order. I think Cameron Maybin likes to pull the ball a little bit. Our Southwest Airlines spray chart. 18 of his hits, Mark, out in left field.
Yeah, and I think some of the times the approach, he gets a little pull happy. Mark Sweeney, I think he tries to do just that. Needs to try to wear out right center field a little bit more, don't you think?
I do, Mark. Unfortunately, I'm just waiting on that play, but you're just looking at that. One of those 3 hits to right field, game winner last night. But yes, he does. He gets pull happy. He does have to use the center field, in my opinion, a little bit more, and Cameron Maybin will start getting that consistency. Even though that average is up there, a lot of those hits have been to down that third base line, a little bit pull happy.
And you know, some of those are breaking balls that are middle, and those are the ones you pull, obviously.
Alexi Amarista, you know, talking to Mike Tressel, our statistician, been doing this a long time. He's got Jordan Zimmerman at right about 75% of his pitches for strikes.
Wow, that's a lot.
About never happens.
Yeah.
We knew he was going to pound the strike zone. It's not been a mystery, but after seeing his main numbers that you talked about in the open, he's a lot better pitcher right now. Mark Sweeney, I remember you telling me even last season that he may be just severely undervalued, perhaps in the big picture, nationally speaking, when you look at these national starters?
Mike, I think a lot of it has to do with his injuries before and just trying to protect that arm. But Jordan Zimmermann around the league, if you ask some of the hitters, this is a guy that does plus stuff, and he's that #1 guy, even though they have Steven Strasburg.
And Gio Gonzalez, another tough one. He tries to beat him in, and there's the first hit of the ball game for the Padres. Alexi Amarista. Tempting to go inside on the little ninja, and Amarista able to coax a base hit.
Now, what do we say about Amarista and the inside pitch, right? He likes to turn on it. He fights it off. He gets those hands through there. It's elevated, and he dumps it right over the head of Adam LaRoche. There goes the perfect game.
Tommy Medica. Pinch hitting in the 9th spot. Boy, how many times do you see that where it's a guy at the bottom of the order breaks up the well-pitched ball game? Maybe take a guy for granted down there, or relax just a little bit. So Amarista, the first hit. Zimmerman making a bid, but failing as the Nationals with 4 no-hitters in franchise history. Remember, they were the Expos last time, July 28th, 1991.
El Presidente.
How tough was he?
Le Expo. Yeah. That guy could pitch. You better get to him early if you wanted to beat Dennis Martinez, because if he got through the order once, and if he struggled and got out of it, he's pretty much going deep into the game. He had that nasty hook. Good fastball.
He was fierce. Medica 4 for 11 as a pinch hitter. Behind the ball and 2 strikes. Ooh, very close.
Well, there's Southland Technology. Foxtrack says that was a ball inside, so a good call by home plate umpire Jordan Baker. It's pitch number 4.
Good take by Medica. 2-2. As we mentioned, Dick Enberg is in Orlando at the Academic All-American Annual Hall of Fame dinner, presenting, oddly enough, perhaps the Dick Enberg Award. But as we think of Dick, he'd want us to pass along Rafael Nadal wins the French Open. Grant, why don't you go ahead and explain that? You're a tennis fan.
Well, it's on clay. And congratulations to Rafi. He and I are pretty tight.
You're welcome, Dick. You're welcome.
Well, Zimmerman from the stretch. Fastball, middle, in, and up. Gets Medica.
Top of the lineup, Everth Cabrera. .74 pitches now thrown by Zimmerman.
That's pitches with a P.
Correct, sir. 53 of those 74 strikes. And 72% of them.
Yeah, you know, if a pitcher's around, what, 60 to 65%, 60-40, you're doing, that's pretty average, right? 60-40. You're up at 70 plus, and then at one time you said 75. That's doing something.
Just the one hit allowed, a single by Amarista. As we wrap up the draft, that means that free agents, certain ones can sign who had a draft pick attached to signing them. So Kendrys Morales signs a deal with the Twins. And Stephen Drew has already been with the Red Sox. Those were the two big names hanging out there. They got qualifying offers from their original clubs and declined them. So to sign them would have been giving up a pick. Little pop for the Twins.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe a team like the Texas Rangers would go after a guy like Kendrys Morales. But what do I know?
Huh? You do a better job up here than as an agent anyway. Nationals lead 6-0. By Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By Petco, the power of together. And by USAA, official military appreciation partner of the San Diego Padres. Military Sunday. Marine Appreciation Day.
Hey, my first Padres tee, and he's working off the tee. I like that. You got the little yellow shillelagh right there, teeing it up for him. Hey, go to hacking, young man. Oh, it's a nice sacrifice, right? Up front a little bit.
Little dribbler. Great to bring the family out to the ballpark. Glad you're able to join us on this Sunday. Team wrapping up action here at home. He's ready to rip. And Kevin Quackenbush is the new Padres pitcher.
Mike, last time that Quackenbush was on the mound, it was on Friday night against these Nationals. Inning and 2/3, he threw well. One hit, he struck out one National. Kevin trying to make the most of his time in the big leagues right here. You see his numbers there. Chance to get a couple of innings of work. With an off day tomorrow, possibly, right?
You guys will be traveling tomorrow. And in a 3-game series in Philadelphia. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 3 in New York against the Mets. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a couple in Seattle. Franzen out to left field. Quinton on the run. Does he make the play? He does not. Can't come up with it. Rolls to the wall. Franzen around second. He will hold. Well, for Carlos, giving it all he's got out there in left field.
Hey, that was quite an effort by Carlos right there. We know about his knee. We know how banged up he is. And for him to get to that ball and try to catch it and then tuck and roll, Franzen turns on the fastball inside. Now that's a long run for Carlos. That's a good effort trying to pick up his pitcher.
So with Franzen out at second base, his second hit today. Here's Jason Worth. Worth 2 for 3. Nationals 7 for 19 with runners in scoring position so far this series. Nationals leave Petco today. They play 4 in San Francisco beginning tomorrow. They finish up their road trip with 3 in St. Louis. Well, that's a dogfight right now, the National League East. Marlins and Nationals each 1 game behind Atlanta. Mets 5 back. And the Phillies in last place, just 7 out.
That's one of those divisions that can change daily when the season goes on, right?
So tight.
Couple games here, couple games there.
You like the idea of 2 wild card teams?
I do. I really do. You know, when you look at other sports, like NBA, I'm not an NBA fan. How many teams in the NBA? 83? And 81 of them make the playoffs?
Like the days of hockey?
Yeah. No, I like, you know, and baseball is like the only like true sport that has the real type of playoff get in type deal, right? It's 30 teams. It's not like half of them get in.
No.
That's why I like it.
So 5 from each league. And you're good with that. A lot of people didn't like the idea of adding a second wild card. A lot of fans.
I think it creates more interest for your team if your team has that chance. And it's a 1-game playoff, right?
Baseball purists want to wipe out the wild card altogether. It's great, as you said.
Okay, let's go to no gloves then, if you're a baseball purist. Let's go back to no gloves and, you know, let's bring in the mound 45 feet like, you know, the baseball purists back in.
Well, once again, you're oddly angry for no good reason on a Sunday. Full count to Worth. Strike 3. Here's Jordan Baker. Slow, deliberate, pronounced, called strike 3. And Worth begins the slow walk back to the dugout.
Pretty good pitch. Quackenbush trying to bury that fastball. Down and away. Looks pretty good from here.
So down goes Worth. Top of the 7th inning. Adam LaRoche. RBI, run scored. Base hit.
Yeah, so 5 teams out of 15 make it, right? That's a third of the teams. What's wrong with that? Do you like it or not like it?
You know, I was just throwing it out there really as a conversation because here you are watching the National League East, as you mentioned. So many teams fighting for those spots early now. I like the idea. Absolutely. Some of those teams that having good back halves of the year, a chance to be at least in the conversation. Matt Williams Club.
Hey, remember back in the day when there was only 2 divisions and 8 teams, and there's 2 teams.
That's how we grew up. You win or you don't.
Not a trophy for everybody.
No. No participation honor in that. What do you say?
It's a zero-sum game.
That's right.
You win, you lose.
It's a do league, you tell me, right?
Yeah, you don't.
Not a try league. Same for Matt Williams, his first year, following some big shoes. Davey Johnson, his club, 2nd place in the National League East last year. They won 86 ball games. Did the Nationals. Nationals have struck out 9 Padres. Padres pitchers have struck out 9 Nationals. And that's about where the similarities end so far today. Make that 10 Nationals struck out today. LaRoche down looking. 2 in a row. Punched out by Quackenbush. 2 outs. Franzen is at second base. Our San Diego fans of the game. Wider shot. Getting them all in.
Yeah.
Military Appreciation Day.
Love those hats. You know, those recruits up there in the upper deck, they have not yet earned their globe and anchor. They're on their way to doing that. We wish them luck. You know, in the hats, when you saw those white hats, they got that globe and anchor. That's the Marine symbol.
Insignia.
You know? Insignia, yeah.
Ryan Zimmerman's 1 for 3. You see Jordan Zimmerman and Denard Span. I had a fan ask me today about pitchers who work quickly. And he was complimenting Andrew Kashner for doing that yesterday.
Love it.
Even if you can't feel it, you know, some of the guys walk off just trying to find themselves a little bit. You still like the idea of still trying to bring up the pacing?
I think so. You can't work too quickly, though, because you can fall in that trap if you're not doing well. You can be too quick. Now, are you saying quickly in between pitches?
Yes.
Yes. Because you don't want to get too quick with your mechanics. That's when you run into trouble. And my philosophy was that whether you're going to do well or do poorly, I wanted to get it over with quickly. Right? Seriously.
Give everybody a chance to get to the tavern and forget you pitched?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm doing poorly, I mean, people don't want to stick around and watch my tired act. They want, you know, they want me to get out of there and have somebody else come in and.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Pace of play. Quackenbush, the 3-1. And he loses Zimmerman. Ball 4, second National to walk today. Lobaton walked in the 6th. And Zimmerman walking here in the 7th.
Hey, Tuesday, you don't want to miss it. Tuesday on Fox Sports San Diego, catch an all-new SD Live. Why? You're going to hear from GM Josh Burns from the Padres and Chargers GM Tom Telesco. Couple of GMs from town. They're going to talk San Diego sports, and you don't want to miss it. That's Tuesday after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego. You do a great job on that show when you're hosting it.
You have any questions for those guys? Why don't you make sure you write them down for me?
Submit them in writing by the end of the day.
I'm not going to put a strict deadline on you. I think a lot of fans have questions for both men, and we're looking forward to sitting down with Tom Telesco and Josh Burns.
That was really interesting when we had him in the booth after the draft, the NFL draft.
He's a thoughtful guy, Tom
Yes, he
Telesco.
is.
A lot of experience, too. Ian Desmond with 2 out. Out to right field. Smith. He'll put it away on the trot. Leadoff double by Franzen. No damage. Nationals lead 6-0. of the 7th inning. 11 hits for the Nationals, just one. And Alexi Amarista, base hit in the 6th off of Jordan Zimmerman. He has been lights out, Mark.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of fastballs, very fastball heavy, occasionally a breaking ball, and quite frankly, he's just going right after these Padre hitters. You know, you have to look at the numbers. The numbers for the Padres. They're last in offense with a 220 average. He's being aggressive. He's not going to try to nitpick and go, you know, off the plate. He's attacking the strike zone, and there you see the numbers. 9 strikeouts. He has yet to issue a walk, which is very, you know, that's Jordan Zimmerman. He doesn't walk very many at all. And only 1 hit.
Now, in fact, Zimmerman averages fewer than 2 walks per 9 innings, really his whole career.
Yeah.
It's 78 pitches so far today.
In fact, Mike, he has not walked. Jordan Zimmerman has not walked 2 straight batters in 69 starts prior to today. That's 432 in the 3rd inning since 7th inning on May 6, 2012, where he walked 2 batters in a row.
All that with a 95+ mile-an-hour fastball. You usually see the power arms. I mean, come on. A little command issue. Maybe walk 3 guys. 3.5. Not Zimmerman, not the case. Certainly not today. Seth Smith, Carlos Quentin, Chase Headley in the bottom of the 7th. Game 1 of this series. The Padres dropped it 6-0. Got 3 hits. 1 yesterday in 11 innings. 4-3. Wrapped out 10 hits. Just 1 hit so far today. Into right field. Worth can't get to it. And awkwardly misplayed. And Smith around second. He'll try for third. And pulls up and into third base easily. Like Worth thought he had a play on it and got caught up in between. Do I play it on a hop? Do I try to make the catch? And didn't.
Well, let's go back to Zimmerman's pitch. It's right down the middle. Some serious topspin also from Seth Smith. Gets extended nicely. Now the chase is on for Worth out in right field. You're right. At first, Seth Smith thought that Worth was going to catch that ball. It gets by him, and then he turns it on. How about 4 triples for Seth Smith this year?
Former backup quarterback runs a little bit. So Carlos Quentin. First time the Padres have had a runner in scoring position all day. Last night, Padres 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. 2 for 11 in the series.
And there's a pitch we haven't seen too much of this afternoon. That slider from Jordan Zimmerman. Another one. It's almost like a little cutter, isn't it?
The baby cutter.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Yeah.
Saving it maybe for the 3rd time through the lineup.
Good call. Give the hitters a different look. Trying to keep it down and away.
Bouncing ball at third base, and Franzen checks the runner back. Retire Quentin, 1 down.
I want to correct myself on something I said earlier. I got a nice little note from a good buddy of mine, Ed Bennis, former Marine, and the DIs up there. I neglected to say the Eagle Globe and Anchor is what they receive when they graduate. The Eagle Globe and Anchor upon graduation. So
tremendous honor.
There they are. And once again, we wish him luck and a big thank you.
Here's Chase Headley. He's 0 for 2. Just the triple here this inning by Smith and the single by Amarista. The only 2 Padres hits today. Franzen calling for it, and he'll put it away. 2 down. So Smith with the leadoff triple, still standing at third. Yonder Alonso, the Padres hitter, hit 2 ninth-inning game-tying home runs in his career. Both have been hit against the Nationals. And the one yesterday, and then the other one, August 28, 2011, as a member of the Reds. It's our cold hard fact, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And again, Zimmerman ahead.
First pitch, Yacker.
A leadoff triple. And a ground out by Quinton and a pop out. Ball into center field. Right at Denard Span. So Smith stranded at third. Nationals lead 6-0.
The post-game show, but first you have less than a month to get your votes in for the All-Star game as we look ahead at the leading vote getters right now for the National League.
Yeah, Chris, and you can see Troy Tulowitzki has been on fire for the National League. Yasiel Puig in center field, but the Padre fans, get out there and vote, and I really believe that is Houston Street, his consistency. Every team is represented, which I think is great in the All-Star game, but that's what he has to do, and I think he has been the All-Star this year.
Well, you have less than a month, July 15th. That game will be on Fox, the All-Star game. Go out and get your votes for Houston Street. There he is. Well, coming up on Padres Live, the postgame show presented by Cox Communications. We'll hear from Buddy Black. We'll also take a look at Jordan Zimmerman's start, see what made him so effective out there. All that and more on Padres Live, the postgame show, guys.
Chris and Mark, thank you very much. We'll see you here shortly after the final out. New Padres pitcher, it's Troy Patton taking over for Kevin Quackenbush. ERA 4.15, only thrown 4 1/3 innings. Danny Espinosa, Jose Lobaton, and the 9th spot in the order for the Nationals. So you heard Mark Sweeney say he likes the idea of having every team represented.
I think every team should be represented as well. That's just one man's opinion. That's what makes this game so great. What do you think there, Cha-Cha?
I don't like it.
Really? Why? Elaborate.
I say, since you're playing for something now, especially a home field advantage, postseason, World Series, I say you put out your best group. And if that year there's a team or 2 or 3 that don't have a player who should be an all-star, hang with them. Hang with them.
Who's to say there's not at least one player on a team that could make a difference?
Then they should make the team. If they're an all-star, they should make the team. I'm not saying no for no's sake. Espinosa into right field. Base hit. Let's check in with Kate Osborne. Kate?
Well, there's more to these guys than just ball players, and Troy Patton is one of those who has some very unique fun facts about him, so I figured why not. He does everything right-handed except for athletics. He said it's kind of nice because it doesn't have to do that backward, awkward hand curl thing that left-handers have to do. He also loves ping pong. It's his second favorite sport, and he does say maybe a ping pong table in the clubhouse would be kind of nice. And he's excited about the Mexican food in San Diego. Do you guys have any input on where he should go for some solid Mexican food in San Diego?
Well, I think, as you know, I'm kind of more of a fitness guy. I don't eat a lot of that junk food.
Yeah, Mike.
There's no restaurant safe when Pomeranz and Grant take on the town. There are a lot of good spots. A lot of good spots right here at Petco Park.
Yeah. You really can't go wrong.
Jose Lovatone, 1 ball, 1 strike. Espinosa at first. I do like, by the way, back to the All-Star conversation, that the fans get to select starters. I think that's important. I think that's a great idea. And I think when you have skin in the game and you're playing for that home field advantage, then I think each league should just pick the best of the best on that given year.
Okay, if that's said, the best of the best, then I don't like the popularity contest. If there's somebody, player X, who's very popular, gets all the votes, how about player A, who's having a much better year at that position and doesn't get any love?
Well, those are handled by players and managers and staff.
Yeah, but they should get the start. Lead vote getter gets the start, right?
Fans pay the salaries. Fans are the reason the game's here. One man's opinion.
Let's go ask those kids.
Day at the beach. Jordan Zimmerman squares the bunt. Foul. Giants leading the Mets today 4-3. They're in the 7th. Dodgers leading the Rockies 6-1 in Colorado. That game's been delayed.
That score will change.
A 2-2 ball game. Atlanta, Arizona. That one in the 7th. Oh, 2, 1 on, 1 out. Got to go back door.
Yeah.
And he'll get Zimmerman, Will Patton. 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning.
America's new sports network is the place to turn before every slam, every goal, and every game with America's pregame only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Tune in to America's pregame weekdays at 3 p.m. Pacific only on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 on your cable satellite provider, go to foxsports1.com.
So with Espinosa aboard, here's the top of the Nationals lineup. It's Denard Span.
Do you like the idea of the All-Star game for World Series home advantage, home field advantage?
I do. I do because...
And then you can see it on July 15th only on Fox. Watch it.
At Target Field, Minnesota. Nice venue. I do because I like the idea that there's some reason to play. Some reason to win. You know, the NFL, for all that they do well, can't quite come up with a reason to make the Pro Bowl relevant.
Oh, that's a great watch.
Right, terrible. You know, NHL has its skills competition. I think people like that, but again, NHL not nearly as popular as Major League Baseball. I like it. You don't like it?
Didn't say I didn't.
I think it's just the way you're looking at me that's making me uncomfortable. 1-1. Fouled back.
I think I like it only as an exhibition. And they should just, rotate like they used to.
Good point. I don't agree. 1-2.
You don't have to.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, you know what? All this talk about replays as well. Just an update for you fans. Ejections still up, despite the ability to challenge and maybe lower some of the boiling points in this sport.
A lot of balls and strikes, right?
A lot of balls and strikes being argued. So for those of you who are concerned, traditionalists, that it was going to take some of the fire out of the game, ejections up still 20% over this time last year. 1-2, 2 outs. Sounded like it might have just tipped it, but right into the glove of Grandal. 6-0 ball game on this Military Sunday as we remember the Colonel, Jerry Coleman.
Padres, final game of a 3-game series. And while we have some time, we're going to take another look back at the keys to the game brought to you by the Honda dealers of San Diego County. Keep the mojo rolling. It should, I messed up. I stand corrected because I should have said keep the mojo rising. Mr. Mojo rising. It wasn't.
Come on, Wyatt Cheesy, you got nothing to lose, baby. Let's go.
And the second one was hack, meaning go after Zimmerman. He's a strike thrower in the zone. Well, only 2 hits this afternoon for the Padres offense.
Osmani Grandal and Cameron Maben. Alexi Amarista scheduled here in the bottom of the 8th. Jordan Zimmerman. 89 pitches. Now at 90. Hey, this date, Major League history. Thinking of ejections, and we were talking about the last half inning and how they're up. Red center fielder ejected. Back in 1920, as this ball hit well to center field, and Span at the track puts it away. 1 down. Check out some action for you around the majors. Felix Hernandez, John Singleton, the rookie, and Brandon Moss. Singleton 2 for 6, a home run, 4 RBIs. Astros win at Minnesota. King Felix, 15 punch-outs in a 5-0 win at Tampa. Brandon Moss, a grand slam, 11-1 win big at Baltimore. So the center fielder I mentioned for the Reds thrown out on this date 1920. Thrown out because there was an argument on the infield.
What did he have to do with it?
He had nothing to do with it other than he was watching, got sick of it, and fell asleep. They threw him out for delay of game. Right field on the run, Worth, and Roach let it bounce foul.
So let me get this straight. There's an argument on the infield. The center fielder gets fed up with it and falls asleep.
He's had enough. Said it was just going on too long. Then they couldn't wake him, and when they did, he just had. He's like, "I'm not ready now. Now I'm not ready."
Did it have anything to do with the night before? Possibly.
Well, Eddie Roush. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Cameron Maben. Ball and a strike. Right there. Maben takes it. Jordan Baker, home plate umpire, calls him strike 3. So 2 down here in the 8th as we say so long and thank you on this Marine Appreciation Day. Military Sunday. There are the recruits. Thanks for all you do. 2 down, Alexi Amarista. Now, George Zimmerman was spinning a perfect game into the 6th. Alexi Amarista would break it up. That's our Bill Howe play of the game. The only other hit, a triple by Seth Smith in the 7th. A leadoff triple. And he was left stranded.
You know, that would have been a pretty good bet with somebody. If you said on June 8th that Seth Smith would lead this team in triples. Right?
Would have probably thought maybe Cabrera, a healthy Maben.
Yeah.
But it's Seth right now.
He now has 4. Christian Orphy with 3. And 4 or 5, maybe 6 Padres tied at 1. Seven Padres.
Might have thrown Venable into that thought too. Amarista gone. 3rd strikeout, rather 2nd of the inning. 11th in the game for Zimmerman. Nationals with 6 runs on 12 hits. Padres just 2 hits today. Get a day off tomorrow as the team heads east. Looking forward to seeing you when the Padres take on the Phillies Tuesday, 4 o'clock Pacific time. Ian Kennedy against A.J. Burnett right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Kennedy 5-6, Burnett 3-5. Padres 3 in Philadelphia, 3 in New York against the Mets, and 2 in Seattle on the road. It all begins Tuesday at 4 o'clock right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Alex Torres, new Padres pitcher Jordan Zimmerman, has been dealing for the Nationals. So after the team gets back from Seattle on the 17th, they've got 2 against Seattle here at Petco on the 18th and 19th. The Dodgers finally a National League West foe. Been a stretch. We've got 3 games against the Dodgers, then the Giants on the road for 3, and then the Diamondbacks on the 27th and 28th of June.
Very weird scheduling. When, that Tuesday, Wednesday, 2-2, Seattle, right? The old Chuck Woolery series?
Back in 2-2?
Yeah, when's the last time you traveled on a Tuesday to go back home on a Wednesday as Alex Torres enters the game? He pitched last night. Was in the 9th. 1 inning, 1 walk.
Cabrera. Retire Franzen. 1 down. Yeah, that part of the schedule is interesting. The 2 in Seattle and then 2 at home. And also the run between facing National League West opponents. May 28th against the Diamondbacks. Last time the Padres faced an NL West opponent. So from May 28th until June 20th. Jason Worth, 2 for 4.
Good changeup from Alex.
You'd mentioned before how he can be tough on right-handers. Yep. What that gives Buddy Black in his bullpen. Not just the specialist.
Yeah, and I'm a firm believer of I think regardless, righty or lefty pitcher, you should be able to get righty or lefties out, right? I think sometimes we get a little bit too deep into the specialization.
Good point. 1-2. Hit to left field. Worth, his 3rd hit. Three singles for Jason Worth.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
A lot of folks might think you read that. It's impressive. You're able to memorize that.
Thank you.
Shift on for the Padres. Adam LaRoche. Out to center field. Maben back to the track. Very close to the wall. And he'll put it away for out number 2.
Well, not a lot of wind up there. This ball just kept traveling, and Cameron Maben playing on the shortstop side of second base with the flash look. Just kept drifting and drifting. The little snow cone.
Two out, top of the 9th. Ryan Zimmerman, the batter. A hit, a walk, and a run scored. Mark, of the teams we've seen in the National League East: Washington, Miami, soon to see New York, Philadelphia. Which team do you think is best
Washington.
suited to give Atlanta the run?
Washington. Yeah. And the reason why I say that, the starting pitching, the bullpen, collectively great numbers. ERA, they're up, top 1 or 2 in both categories. You talk about the firepower. You talk about the diversity also in this lineup. Different types of hitters down throughout the lineup. Talked about deeper in the lineup for the Nationals. That can provide some pop. 6-7, right? Guys down in the order.
I'd agree with that. Maybe one of those 2 wild cards comes out of the East.
Yeah, and like you said, they're just going to even get stronger when Harper comes back. And when you have that problem, what are you going to do with Zimmerman and Span and Worth? That's a good problem to have.
2-1. Count even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ryan Zimmerman. Well, the pitching has been good for Atlanta overall, even with all of their injuries. Washington, you knew coming in they'd have pretty good pitching. They could stay healthy, and they have. But they're just 31-29 overall.
Down in the bottom half also as far as offense for the Braves as well.
Yeah, the Braves leading the East 32-28.
Come on, Butcher, Baker, Candlestick, Baker. Still Baker, where's Poncherello?
And Zimmerman's aboard. Jason Worth trots down to second base. 3rd walk issued by Padres pitching today. 2nd time Zimmerman's walked today. And here's the National shortstop, Ian Desmond.
Hey, there's the view from the on-deck suite right there. Close to the action. It brings back a lot of memories.
That was fun to watch you in that ball game. And Billy Butler for the Royals probably didn't have as much fun.
Actually, he did. He drew a walk. He played along. I met him before the game.
Did you see him when we were in Chicago? He was thrown out at first base.
From right field.
From right field. And it reminded me of you challenging him to that foot race.
The offer still stands, by the way.
After watching him get thrown out from right field, I think I changed my bet now. I think I bet on you.
I'll sacrifice blowing out a hammy or a quad to try to beat him in a race.
I move on to Desmond. You ever see a guy get thrown out from any other outfield position at the big league level?
Sean Casey hit a line drive to third base. As soon as he saw the ball go towards the third baseman's glove, he was reaching for it. He put his head down and started to U-turn back to the dugout. The ball got by the third baseman. So Casey's on his way back to the dugout, third base dugout. Left fielder sees that. 7-3 in your scoreboard. Casey's thrown out of first base. Have you seen it?
I have.
It's one of the most comical things you'll ever see in the game of baseball.
What I don't remember, though, is how far he had retreated after putting his head down when he thought the third baseman had it.
Maybe a few feet, maybe 5-6 feet, maybe.
Left fielder comes up firing. Fantastic. Here's the 1-2 to Desmond. 2 on, 2 out. You have any big league hits?
Yes. All singles, 6. Why do you ask?
I was thinking it's just so rare that pitchers hit well. Jordan Zimmerman, one of the guys who hits pretty well. Andrew Kashner, Tyson Ross, and just got me wondering. Pitchers typically, if anybody's going to get thrown out at first base by an outfielder, it'd be a pitcher.
Yeah. I was not a good hitter by any stretch, if that's where you were going.
Bunter? Pretty good bunter?
Decent.
you work on it a lot?
A lot.
What's the toughest
slider
part of bunting?
Oh, slider or curveball? I thought you were going to say
toughest pitch to bunt.
The toughest part of bunting
for a pitcher, just the fact that you don't see that many pitches over the course of a season. You're up there, it's pressure situation. The guy's throwing 95, or is it a particular type of pitch that's tough?
I think it would lean more towards the most difficult pitch to hit, and that would be the breaking ball for me. Because it's tough to square it up because it's moving down on you, right?
Point. Torres, long throw, and he'll get Desmond. 2 on, no runs across. Nationals lead 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Game summary. We're now in the bottom of the ninth inning. Nationals bit of a run in the first, couple in the second, 3 in the third. Home run from Ian Desmond. And then they just picked apart the Padres pitching to this point. Eric Stoltz, tough day at the office, goes 2 1/3, surrenders 6 runs. It has been tough sledding against Jordan Zimmermann, who's been on his game today. One of the Nationals' aces. 3 outs from a complete game. He's got Will Venable. And in the top of the Padres lineup. Fouled straight back. Zimmermann today, 2 hits allowed, hasn't walked anybody, and has tied his career high in strikeouts with 11.
He's thrown as many as 110 pitches, Zimmermann has. He's back in April. That was 103. And there you see the breakdown. The hardest work, Mike, was the 6th, the 3rd, the 6th, right? 18. Other than that, my goodness.
Well, in the 6th, that's when the Padres would get their first hit. When you talked about his scouting report at the beginning of this ball game, is there anything that you've seen him do today that was outside of what you expected?
No. Aggressive in the zone, attacking the hitters. Well, no walks, right?
None.
That's his MO.
Shattered bat. Softly tucked away by Espinosa at second base. So 1 down here in the bottom of the ninth. Jordan Zimmermann. He is our Carl's Jr. star of the game. 8 1/3 now. Just those couple of hits I mentioned. No walks. 11 strikeouts, and he retired the first 16 hitters he faced. It was a 1-out single by Alexei Amarista in the 6th and broke up the perfect game. The only other hit so far that the Padres could muster A triple in the 7th by Seth Smith. So Jordan Zimmermann, our Carl's Jr. star of the game today. One ball, 2 strikes to Cabrera.
Boy.
He's just throwing right now. He's not had to spot.
Well, it wasn't so much that. I'm just kind of frustrated. Everett Cabrera going there for those high fastballs all series. That's not his pitch. See, and Zimmerman's just trying to go right up there, having fish for it.
Going back to the well. Cabrera 0 for 12 in this National Series. Now 0 for 13. Third time he struck out today. It's a new career high for Zimmermann. 12 punchouts. Padres are going to see Cole Hamels in the second game of the Phillies series, and A.J. Burnett in game 1. So a couple of established big league stars. Ian Kennedy and Tyson Ross will start game 1 and game 2, and Andrew Kashner will start game 3. He'll go against Kyle Kendrick. 2 down, bottom of the 9th inning. Buddy Black's team lost the first game in this series 6-0, hitting just 3 hits. Won game 2 yesterday, 4-3 in 11. 0-2 pitch bounce to Desmond at short, and that will do it. 2-hit shutout by Jordan Zimmermann. Let's check in with Chris Budden for Padres Live, the postgame show. Chris?
Well, coming up on the postgame, we'll hear from Buddy Black, see what he has to say about Jordan.